These are the three main sections of the app. This thing at the top is the control panel that you'd have in your iPad or something. That's my son in the background. I told him to be quiet, but he doesn't understand words yet. On the bottom left here is what would be up on the projector, and then these three tabs on the lower right are representative of your student's screen. So each of them would have their iPad or iPhone or one-to-one school-provided laptop or whatever down there. So here's you up on your iPad at the top left, and you can turn the student screens on or off from a little control panel up here. You can also turn the projector screen on or off by clicking the corresponding buttons. And you can move through the resources of your class by choosing them. These are all preset up here. So for instance, I'm Dan Meyer, and I'm giving my lesson on the pyramid of pennies, and I can show this on my projector and this on my projector, just like Dan does. What I like about this is that I can also have questions in here. So here I'll choose this pre-programmed question where I'm just going to ask the class a yes or no question. I can turn the projector screen off and the student screen's on, and they can all choose yes or no. And so the students can, this guy says no, and these ones both say yes to whatever guessing question you are giving. And then afterwards, you can say, okay, polling done, turn the projector screen on to show the results. You could also have them both on at the same time to do sort of a more active prompt-like interaction and have the results being updated in real time. Some other sorts of questions I imagined for that sort of interactive prompts are, of course, active prompt with the red dot, or here's when Dan asks, how many pennies do you think are on there? Give me your highest guess and your lowest guess and your actual guess. In his classes, he has to just sort of take a poll and do giving class. We might have to retake this video. He takes an informal poll in class, and one student gets to be the one with the highest guess, one student gets to be the one with the lowest guess. But here we can record everybody's guess, right? So every student can say a number that's definitely too high, definitely too low, and a guess they think is actually the number of pennies in there. And up here on the projector, we can show the range of guesses that everyone thought were too high, and the ranges of guesses everyone thought were too low, and then the green lines are supposed to be the students' actual guesses. And now every student has a part in the class. Every student's guess is represented, and we can talk about why there might be these clumps, or what the trends in the graphs mean. The same way that active prompt lets you talk about where the red dots are all collecting. Here I've also programmed some Act 2 and Act 3 things. You can switch over and show everybody the actual answer and things like that. This is just a glorified PowerPoint to save you time switching. I didn't like with active prompt how you had to tell each student the special URL, and if you wanted to switch to a different resource, you had to give them a different URL or have them open a different app. So my idea was that you should just be able to move the whole class along through a single interface without having them reload some different thing. Maybe you could even load a website right in here. So it's super rough, a sketch of something that might be useful, and it took, I don't know, it's more complicated than active prompt, so before I spend too much more time on it, I'm looking for more feedback. I've gotten some feedback already that the complexity may not be worth it, may not be the right direction to go. So that sort of feedback is definitely welcome, and I could just spend time making more little active prompt apps instead of something like this.